From our studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park, it's Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee. Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. Oh, I get to stand outside here of the Okoboji Foundation office, located right here, historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park, and Mindy Gress is here with me today.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. You're looking all springy, and you've got that pretty blue, and it's...
You know, it's hard not to feel it when you walk outside and you actually feel humidity.
Yeah.
It's great.
My hair's like, what do I do with this?
Well, and the water's calm today.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
It's a beautiful day, yeah.
It's beautiful.
We'll take it in spades. Well, we're here to talk about, in part, we'll start out talking about Youth in Philanthropy, because 10 kids every year.
25.
25
Yes.
kids from our local schools that get into this program and have a chance to make a difference.
Yeah, make a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we open it up for applications every August and usually get more than 25.
Yeah.
And so we do have a steering committee that we use that blindly looks at all of those applications, and then they choose 25 students to participate across the schools. So, we're looking for our students from Okoboji, Spirit Lake, and Lake Park to join us and to come together and really then advocate for our region.
And that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you and I were just talking about what a life lesson it is for them to not only find out needs and find out a lot about our communities, but and then when you're meeting with them, you actually take them around to different locations, and they learn about the Iowa Great Lakes as a whole.
We do. So they meet monthly then from October through May, and each meeting is at a different location that their group, that Youth in Philanthropy over the years has given money to. And so they get to learn about how those past grants have impacted that organization, what that organization is doing for our lakes area, who they serve, who they support. And so, they're just getting kind of a well-rounded introduction to philanthropy and what raising money and giving grants looks like.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just a wonderful life lesson. And they raised
48,000.
48,000.
Yes.
Phenomenal. I mean, you're talking about high school kids.
Right.
That are raising these funds.
Absolutely, and they're going out and they're making calls to their families, to their friends, but also they're going around to our local businesses to ask for their support.
Yes.
And, each year the amount that they raise fluctuates, but it's always just a tremendous amount of support. And this year, I can't remember the exact number, but I know it was our highest year for number of supporters. And so the work that these kids were going out and doing was just phenomenal.
Yeah. You just have to be proud of them, don't you? Yeah, absolutely. And so, I can't even imagine the process, because I've never been in that position for a grant giving process, but you get plenty of people that want to receive.
Absolutely. In totality for our Okoboji Foundation grant requests, we received over $767,000 in requests.
Right.
Now, we have an adult grant committee who looks at those requests as well, and we split them into two separate categories. So we have our leadership grants, which are $25,000 and more, and then we have our community needs grants, which are under $25,000. And those are the grant requests that our Youth in Philanthropy group gets to review and look at. And so our Youth in Philanthropy group had 5 grants to review this year, and had to make a hard decision because they still only, $46,000 is a lot of money, but still not enough to cover what those grant requests all entail. And I think that was one of my favorite parts of this Youth in Philanthropy experience, since this is my first year with it. And is listening to their conversation, their very adult conversations around how they can make an impact with the money they had. I'm pretty sure I shared that with all of them, that I think back to between 14-year-old and 18-year-old Mindy, and I wonder, would have I had this kind of conversation? I don't know.
Yeah, I guarantee you, 14-year-old Jeff was barely house trained at that point.
They just did phenomenal work between raising the money and then making an impact. Was great. So they did choose 3 organizations to fund. They funded in full the request from Camp Foster, which was a request to adopt one of the cabins.
Right.
So they get to adopt the Hiawatha cabin,
Oh.
and that cabin will be completely restored and back to really great use for local campers to use now and far into the future.
Sure.
That request was $24,500.
Okay.
And then they also supported a request through the Okoboji schools to redo a pit cover in their auditorium,
Okay.
which would then extend the amount of space that they have for their stage area.
Right.
And that, of course, there was a lot of discussion there. How does that benefit the community as a whole?
Yeah.
And they had some really great questions and discussion around that. And that auditorium is used for other outside events, not just the school events.
Right.
And so again, that's where I go back to. They just had some really great adult conversations about these requests. And then the final request, our distribution, was to the Friends of the Milford Library,
Oh, yes.
which actually will benefit all of the libraries in our region. They're all working together
Oh, okay.
to purchase and provide hotspots that they will lend out to anyone in the area that has
Yeah.
a need. And so, that was a smaller request coming in at about a little over $6,000, but still felt like it had a really great
It's
impact.
an impact, yeah.
So,
Just amazed at
Yeah.
these young people prioritizing what's going to make the best impact at this point on our communities.
right.
And these are things, whether it's a cabin out at the Y and or going to the school. I mean, as they get older, they can go back there and go, this is a difference I made.
Right. And that's what we talked to them about. You come rolling back into the area and you can pick the different places that Youth in Philanthropy has made a difference over
Yeah.
the years and how it's continued to make an impact.
Yeah.
It's not just I mean, that's what the Okoboji Foundation in general is all about.
Right.
Not just kind of a one and done thing, but how can we make an impact that lasts and will be felt throughout the region for years to come.
Yes. You and I were speaking about the people in this area. You talked about the largest number of people contributing towards Youth in Philanthropy, and and I often say that while we have these beautiful lakes, trails, and I can go on and on with the amenities in the Iowa Great Lakes, but I always feel it's the people here that are our greatest natural resource, the giving, the wanting to help, the
Yes.
wanting to make an impact, and these kids are learning that.
Yes, absolutely. It's a great program. And, thinking about all of the people, we have our June dinner event coming up, June 18th, and our theme this year is celebrating our founders and our future. And the Okoboji Foundation started back in 1988.
Yeah.
And since then has just continued to grow to the point where now we get to give out over $350,000 a year. And of course, the goal of that is to continue that growth,
Yeah.
so that year after year we have more that we can give, so that we can support a bigger percentage of those grant requests that come in.
Yeah.
And so that we can maybe be more proactive even in what we give and what are the needs of the community. So
Yes.
we're certainly excited to celebrate our past and to really look towards the future of how are we going to continue to make that impact here in the area.
There's a lot to be excited about with our future here, and a lot of it Okoboji Foundation and the people that give to it, to philanthropy, that make this area special. No
Absolutely,
question.
no question.
Yeah. Anything else for the good of the cause, for the foundation, looking forward?
I would just, again, like to use an opportunity to say thank you to all of the people that really support the Okoboji Foundation. We simply couldn't do what we do without our donors.
Yeah.
And without our local nonprofits. I mean, we really strive to be that connector
Yes.
between donors and nonprofits to make sure that the needs are being met, and both on the donor level, the donor side,
Yeah.
and on our area nonprofits.
Yes.
So we thank everybody who's helping us in that endeavor.
Yeah, you got to remember, all those nonprofits are filling a niche, filling a need for somebody else, and so it's a chain of strength and support.
Right. And I would offer to anyone who doesn't know about the Okoboji Foundation that's what we can be for you. So, maybe you have lots of passions, or maybe you don't know exactly what you're passionate about. That's where we can help be that connector. We can help find those areas that you can give back and really make an impact.
Yeah, we're lucky to have so many ways to be able to give and make an impact here, and you can channel it right through the foundation.
Absolutely.
All right, my friend. Thank you for taking a few minutes with me. Thank you, and I'm glad you had this year with Youth in Philanthropy to really get the feel of what it's all about.
Yeah, it's been a great year.
Good. Well, wonderful. Mindy Gress, thanks for being with me.
Yeah, thanks.
Mindy Gress here from the Okoboji Foundation. If you can give, do so. Find out more about the foundation, and you can find your passion right here in the Iowa Great Lakes. Thank you for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast. Okoboji Broadcast from the studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park is brought to you by the Scott Troutman State Farm Agency in Spirit Lake, Pure Fishing in Spirit Lake, Last Touch Painting and Cleaning providing interior, exterior, house painting and professional cleaning services in Spirit Lake, Quest Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, advisor Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz. Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Ruthven Locker at the Lake, where carnivores are welcome on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake. Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji.